Welcome to the Current Affairs series. Today we are going to see the news headline of July 19, 2017. Alright then, let's begin. Today I have a lot to talk about. So let's look at the figure of foreign exchange earnings through tourism in India for the month of June 2017. So you see it's 13,088 crore. And when we compare this to June 2016, that is last year's, it was 10,677 crore. So there has been an increase of 22.6%. So that's good. A lot of tourists are coming to India. Okay, so one of the main reasons behind this growth is due to the e-visa system created by Government of India, where you get visa electronically through online. The traditional system gets you a stamp in your passport, if you remember that. It is still there, by the way, but this e-visa system is done online. You just need to send a scanned copy of your passport and it gets verified and you go on with your journey. So here are the list of 15 countries from where the tourists arrive in India. So I've spotted these places on a world map and you can have a look at it. So this map will be available on the Instagram account. The link to the Instagram account is there in the description. Just please have a look at it. Now the interesting thing to notice here is that where does this data comes from? So this tourism data comes from the Reserve Bank of India through balance of payments credit data. So the next question is, what is balance of payment or BOP? BOP is a record of all payments or monetary transactions between a country and the rest of the world during a specific time period. Now it provides a glimpse at the economic relationships between different countries around the world. So every country maintains this BOP account. It mainly consists of two categories, current account and capital account. The current account includes all finished goods and services such as tourism for consumption purposes. So when country A gives country B some goods and services in exchange of payment, then in country A's BOP account, that is balance of payment account, it will show as credit because they received money, that is the payment. And in country B's BOP account, it will show as debit because they did the payment, they paid the money. Now capital account tracks movement of money that goes in and out of a country for investment purposes like international loan, project investment, foreign direct investment, all those kind of things. So when country A decides to invest in country B's projects, then country B's balance of payment account will show credit because they received huge capital, and it will show debit in country A's balance of payment account because they invested or gave huge capital. So I hope you're clear about this term balance of payment. Now always remember this point. Ideally, I'm using the word ideally, the current account should balance the capital account. That's how your credit and debit value will balance your economic trend. But then it rarely happens because of fluctuating international currency rate. Discrepancies due to accounting practices doesn't allow equality. So this balance of payment is very important. It's like your personal expenses and earning document that helps you in managing your finances. Similarly, it helps the nation to identify what needs to be adjusted and accordingly policies are created. Let's look at the next headline. India and Bangladesh have signed a Memorandum of Understanding on 8th April 2017 regarding this development of Sirajganj and Daikhawa river stretch in Bangladesh. Let me just show it to you where this river stretch is. So here's the map of Bangladesh. So on the left hand side, you have West Bengal, Jharkhand and Bihar. Now this stretch of blue color is the river Ganges, Ganga. So it flows from Bihar, then it goes into Jharkhand and then West Bengal, and from there it enters into Bangladesh before draining into Bay of Bengal. Now this red shaded area is the Sirajganj district and this is Daikhawa district. So just next to it you can see the Brahmaputra river which enters in Bangladesh from Dhubri in Assam. So both the government wants to develop this stretch. So this will go on to form the Indo-Bangladesh Protocol route. And the purpose of this development is for round-the-year navigation. Because this way, if you see, it has the potential to facilitate critical connectivity between National Waterway 1, which is River Ganga, and National Waterway 2, which is River Brahmaputra. And this will allow movement of large vessels from Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh to Sadiya in Assam via Bangladesh. So Varanasi is here. So basically the idea is to go this way to Sadiya. So this is the plan, basically pass through Bangladesh. Wow, isn't that amazing? It looks great, right? So always remember National Waterway 1 is for River Ganga and National Waterway 2 is River Brahmaputra. And both the government is seeking financial assistance from World Bank. So remember this Sirajganj and Daikhawa stretch. Now let's get to know about this Jal Marg Vikas Project, JMVP. So it is a commercial transport scheme on Ganga River. So moments back we spoke about National Waterway 1. It is associated with River Ganga. So basically this all is going to facilitate inland navigation. So this project is going to be implemented with the technical and investment support from World Bank. We saw the same thing with India-Bangladesh project. Now it is very clear that World Bank gives financial assistance to countries for their domestic project. Now this should be absolutely clear. So this inland navigation is going to be on Haldia-Varanasi stretch. Again, let me just pull up the map and show it to you. So Haldia is here and Varanasi is here. And River Ganga flows from here like this, and then it enters Bangladesh before draining into Bay of Bengal. But then exactly from here, River Hooghly flows to Haldia. So basically this navigation is going to go this way. Follow this Hooghly River. So this is your Jal Marg Vikas Project. So always remember, National Waterway 1 is Ganga, and this project is being funded by World Bank. Now let's talk about implementation of Sagarmala program. I have covered this topic in the current affair video of July 13th. Just have a look at it. Because I've explained the summary of it, just check the description of that video, you'll find it. So basically the main objective of this workshop, this Sagarmala project, is to increase awareness about coastal shipping and inland navigation. So this is an initiative by the Ministry of Shipping, and it is purely based on the fact that India has a 7,500 kilometers long coastline and almost 14,000 kilometers of navigable rivers that provide the perfect platform for the development of integrated water-based transport system. And this mode of transportation will help in transporting domestic, then EXIM freight as well as passenger transport. Then the promotion of coastal shipping and inland navigation will help to reduce the congestion on the road and rail network. Then it is also very cost effective because you see this mode is 60 to 80% cheaper than moving goods through railways and roadways. Then inland navigation is also the environment friendly and sustainable mode of transport. So this is what is the Sagarmala program. Now there are some projects that are going on under this program. So they are port modernization. So basically port modernization is expansion and renovation of the existing seaport so that it becomes more productive and efficient when doing business with other countries through sea trade. Then the government also plans to enhance the connectivity. Port connectivity is a great way for reducing logistics cost, and it also reduces time for cargo movement. So it's very important. So port-linked industrialization means creation of plants and warehouses near seaport so that it helps in storage and doing business then and there. Again, it is very important if you see, let's say you acquire some product. If you have a big plant or a warehouse, you can store it there so that when the value of that good increases in the international market or the demand rises, then it's easy to ship and transport from the seaport. So yeah, industrialization in seaport is very important. And then the coastal community development. So even this is very important because all the people staying around that seaport area, they can get a job or they can have some sort of a livelihood with the help of modernization of the seaport. You know, you don't need to find people from far away. In fact, those people nearby can be employed. So you see, that's going to be a win-win situation from all aspects. So these are the projects that are going to be initiated under Sagarmala program. The data is in front of you. You can see the respective cost associated with each project. So yeah, that was all about the implementation of Sagarmala program. Unrest in Darjeeling. So this is basically the Gorkhaland issue, especially the region of North-West Bengal near the Darjeeling Hill. There the people are demanding for a separate statehood. Basically they want a separate state of Gorkhaland. Now I have covered this topic in the current affairs video of July 7th. Just look at the description and there's a timestamp. Click on it and watch that. So everything that you need to know about this Gorkhaland issue, I have explained it there. So you watch that quickly and then come back here. Now this issue is getting bigger. Every now and then the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha is calling indefinite strike in Darjeeling Hills. And I think you can see that in the news. There's violence and damage to public property. So this agitation doesn't seem to stop. So in that region of Darjeeling, Kalimpong and Siliguri, that is the central region of this issue. The government of West Bengal has set up an administrative division in that area, which is called the Gorkhaland Territorial Administration Area, GTAA. And to be honest, it's a highly dysfunctional authority. And somewhere the blame has to go to the West Bengal government. Because there is no proper channel of communication, the funds are not given properly, Therefore, the people of that region always feel like they have been left out. And that is what is the core reason behind this agitation. Because once you get that state, then you have a representation. Then you are going to be noticed. I mean, that is what happened to Telangana. So that is the reason people are doing this. Now, the state government of West Bengal is the concerned authority behind maintenance of law and order. But then if things go out of control, then the central government has to step in. The center is going to provide more reinforcement in the name of Central Armed Police Forces, CAPF battalions. But before doing that, the central government has to receive a request from the state government. Only then it can supply the reinforcement. Now you must be thinking, why? Why does the central government need this kind of a request? They can simply take over, right? If the state government is not able to handle a particular issue, then the central government should take over, right? But then that's not how the things goes in a government setup. Because you see, there's something called the Constitution of India that stops from doing that. So if you look at the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India, basically it talks about all the union list, the state list and the concurrent list. So these all are the respective things that who owns what, that kind of a stuff. For example, there are certain things that falls under the state subject, then there are certain things that falls under the union subject, and then there are certain things that fall under the concurrent subject. And both the parties, that is the central and the state, have to abide by it. So in the 7th schedule, if you look at the state list, in that it clearly mentions that public order and police is a state subject. Meaning these two have to be deployed by the state government. It's totally under the state rule. But however, the bigger version of this, that is the Central Armed Police Force, or let's say Army or Navy, Air Force, all those central government paramilitary forces, they fall into the union list. They come under the control of central government. And only if the state government requests to the central government, then only the central government can provide the reinforcement. So remember this 7th schedule of the Constitution of India. I'm going to make a separate video on that. I'll explain all the list, that is the state, concurrent and union list and all the subject under it, because it's a very important topic of the Constitution of India. So yeah, I'll do that. Meanwhile, just go to the July 7th video and watch that summary of Gorkhaland issue. Once you see that, you come over here and you'll get the overview of the Gorkhaland issue. Let's get to know about this Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, PMMY. Now the word Mudra in this is the name of a bank. And the full form of Mudra is Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency. So it's a bank that has been set up by the Government of India for development and refinancing activities related to micro units. So this plan was announced by the Finance Minister in the Union Budget of 2016. So it's basically to create an inclusive, sustainable and value-based entrepreneurial culture. So if you see, micro enterprises is generally known as small business. You know, it's a small business that employs 9 people or even less. So you'll get to see this kind of business in mostly developing countries. So the very name micro means that less people are employed. Therefore, most of the micro enterprises are family businesses. They employ their own people so that they can cut down on the employee expenditure. And also most micro enterprises owners are primarily interested in earning a living to support themselves and their families. It is similar to primitive agriculture, where people do farming just to produce for their own family, and if at all something is left, then they go and sell it. Otherwise, primarily, the family member consumes it. If I have to put it to perspective, think of it this way. I hope you understand what is a medium enterprise, right? I mean, the investment deals in crores. And then you have small enterprise, which is below the medium enterprise. They deal in lakhs of rupees. And in the end, we have micro enterprise. So micro, small and medium. So with the help of Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, the government aims to help the micro businesses, the smallest of the all in the manufacturing sector. So if you want to know the success stories as to what kind of businesses people have taken loan for from this Yojana, let me just point out a few examples. So people have taken loan from this Yojana for opening their small boutique or embroidery shop. Then people have also opened wellness center like a physiotherapy clinic. It's mostly shops like furniture, boutique, general store, all those kind of things. So people have taken loans from 50,000 till 50 lakhs. So basically these kind of small micro businesses are meant to be supported through this program. So these were the important materials that I found in the news of Wednesday, July 19th, 2017. Keep an eye on the description of these videos for any repeating news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. As usual, thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.